Welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about a major issue currently unfolding in CBS's The Bold and the Beautiful. This storyline centers around Eric, Ridge, Brooke, Taylor, and a hidden betrayal that could change everything. Eric has been deeply concerned about Brooke's situation. Despite all the efforts she has made, Brooke has not been able to win Ridge's heart back. Eric, who has always supported Brooke, feels sympathetic towards her. He believes that Brooke and Ridge are truly meant to be together, a power couple who wants to find love and unity in their world. Eric cannot shake the feeling that Taylor is not Ridge's true destiny. In his mind, Ridge's heart belongs to Brooke. And any relationship he has with Taylor is only a distraction from the inevitable reunion with Brooke. Driven by this conviction, Eric decides to intervene. He does not want to act rashly, but he knows he must do something if he hopes to restore the bond between Brooke and Ridge. Eric believes that Taylor must have some weakness, some hidden secret that could expose her true nature and reveal that she is not the ideal partner for Ridge. With that goal in mind, Eric hires a private detective, a seasoned investigator who has a reputation for uncovering the truth, no matter how deeply it's buried. It does not take long before the detective discovers something significant. While Taylor was working in South Africa, she became close to a man named Jason. More than just colleagues or casual acquaintances, Taylor and Jason developed a deep, romantic relationship. What's more shocking is that even now, with Taylor supposedly committed to Ridge, she and Jason continue their affair in secret. The detective follows Taylor closely, capturing photographic evidence of her and Jason in intimate moments when Jason visits Los Angeles. Eric is ecstatic when he sees the evidence. With undeniable proof in hand, he knows he must act carefully but decisively. He calls for a meeting and insists that Ridge, Taylor, and Brooke all attend. The atmosphere in the room is tense. Ridge and Brooke are confused but curious, while Taylor looks increasingly uneasy as she senses that something devastating is about to happen. When Eric presents the photos, the room falls into stunned silence. Image after image flashes before their eyes, showing Taylor embracing Jason, holding his hand, and sharing stolen kisses. Taylor's face turns pale. Panic grips her. She immediately breaks down, pleading with Ridge to listen, to understand, to forgive her. She tries to explain that her relationship with Jason was complicated, that it was a mistake, that she still loves Ridge. But Ridge, overwhelmed with betrayal and hurt, cannot even speak at first. Tears fill his eyes as he processes the magnitude of Taylor's deception. Ridge ultimately tells Taylor that he cannot forgive her. His voice, raw and broken, makes it clear, the trust they had is shattered beyond repair. Brooke watches this unfold with mixed emotions, heartbroken for Ridge's pain, yet aware that this could be the moment when she and Ridge find their way back to each other. As Taylor leaves in shame, Ridge remains seated, stunned, trying to come to terms with what has happened. Eric places a comforting hand on Ridge's shoulder, encouraging him to lean on those who have always truly loved him. Brooke stands quietly nearby, giving Ridge space but silently hoping he will find his way back to her arms. In the following days, Ridge struggles. Despite everything, he has a history with Taylor that is hard to simply erase. But every memory is now tainted by the knowledge that while he was giving her his heart, she was giving hers to someone else. Ridge isolates himself, needing time to think, to breathe, to understand what his next steps should be. Brooke does not push Ridge. Instead, she focuses on being supportive from a distance, allowing Ridge to heal at his own pace. She understands that love cannot be forced, it must be chosen freely. Eric, however, continues to nudge Ridge subtly, reminding him of the life and love he once shared with Brooke, and suggesting that perhaps it is time to rebuild what was broken. Meanwhile, Taylor, devastated by the loss of Ridge, seeks solace from Jason. But their relationship, too, begins to crumble under the pressure of guilt and betrayal. Jason, realizing the damage their affair has caused, distances himself from Taylor. Feeling abandoned and alone, Taylor decides to leave Los Angeles for a time, needing to escape the wreckage of her personal life. As Taylor departs, Ridge begins to reconnect with Brooke. At first, their interactions are cautious, filled with long conversations and quiet reflection. They revisit old memories, both the beautiful and the painful ones, trying to piece together a future from the fragments of their past. Slowly, the warmth between them grows. Ridge starts to realize that the love he shared with Brooke was never truly extinguished. It was simply buried beneath layers of pain, pride, and misunderstanding. Eric watches this rekindling with satisfaction. For him, seeing Brooke and Ridge together again feels like the natural order being restored. However, he knows better than to celebrate too soon. There are still many emotional wounds that must heal, and Ridge must choose Brooke without feeling pressured or manipulated. Meanwhile, a new threat looms on the horizon. Unbeknownst to everyone, Jason is not content to quietly disappear. Angry over being rejected by Taylor and humiliated by the exposure of their affair, Jason decides to stir trouble. He contacts the media, offering the story of his relationship with Taylor to the highest bidder. Overnight, tabloids explode with headlines about Taylor's double life. Embarrassed and furious, Taylor returns to LA to try to salvage her reputation. Her return reignites tensions. Taylor accuses Eric of orchestrating her downfall, and while Eric does not deny hiring the detective, he argues that the truth needed to come out for Ridge's sake. Taylor vows to rebuild her career and her life, but she knows that her chances with Ridge are gone forever. In the middle of all this chaos, Brooke and Ridge's bond grows stronger. They face public scrutiny, private doubts, and lingering resentment, but through it all, they hold on to each other. They attend events together, rebuild trust, and even begin speaking about the future, tentatively at first, but with increasing hope. As months pass, Ridge officially proposes to Brooke. This time not out of guilt or nostalgia, but out of genuine love and certainty. He promises her that they will not repeat the mistakes of the past. That this time their love will be resilient enough to survive anything. Brooke, emotional but resolute, accepts. Their wedding is a grand affair, attended by family, friends, and even some skeptics. Eric stands proudly as Ridge's best man, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment that he was able to help guide Ridge back to his true happiness. Even Taylor attends. Standing quietly at the back of the ceremony, a bittersweet smile on her face. She knows she has no place in Ridge's future, but she respects the love he shares with Brooke enough to wish them well. The story doesn't end here. Though Ridge and Brooke are finally united, new challenges lie ahead. The fashion industry, family politics, and lingering personal insecurities will test their marriage. But for now, they are determined to face those battles together, stronger and more united than ever before. In the closing moments of this chapter, Eric reflects on everything that has happened. Love, betrayal, forgiveness, and perseverance have shaped the lives of those he cares about. He understands that while he played a role in exposing Taylor's lies, it was ultimately Ridge's choice to follow his heart. And for Eric, that is the true victory, not manipulation, but the restoration of a love he never stopped believing in. Stay tuned for more twists and turns in the bold and the beautiful. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below about what you think will happen next. Will Ridge and Brooke's renewed marriage withstand the future storms? Will Taylor find new love? Or will old rivalry spark once again? Only time will tell. Next, we're diving deep into the whirlwind of emotions surrounding Hope Logan on The Bold and the Beautiful as she grapples with a life-altering decision about her romantic future, compounded by a shocking move that's about to turn her world upside down. Buckle up, because this story is packed with unexpected twists, heartfelt dilemmas, and juicy developments that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Let's unpack the intricate layers of Hope's journey, exploring her heart, her suspicions, and the seismic shifts in her relationships with Carter, Liam, and a few surprise players along the way. Hope's heart in turmoil, Carter's bold attempt. First, let's talk about Carter Walton, the dashing COO of Forrester Creations, who's been pulling out all the stops to win back Hope's trust. Last week, in a moment that caught everyone off guard, Carter showed up unannounced at Brooke Logan's luxurious estate, striding into the living room with a determined glint in his eye. Why Hope has suddenly taken to holding her emotional summits in her mother's plush chandelier-lit parlor instead of her own quaint cabin nestled in the woods remains a mystery. Perhaps she's seeking the comfort of family amidst her chaos. Regardless, Carter wasted no time pouring his heart out, insisting that he never abandoned Hope during her darkest hours, contrary to her lingering accusations. His words carried a raw sincerity, and for the first time in weeks, Hope seemed to lower her defenses just a fraction, her icy exterior melting under the warmth of his plea. But the conversation took a sharp turn when she confessed something that made Carter's heart sink. She's been thinking about Liam Spencer. Yes, her ex-husband. The man who's haunted her thoughts ever since news broke of his devastating diagnosis, an inoperable brain tumor. This revelation wasn't just a fleeting thought. It was a heavy anchor pulling at Hope's emotions, complicating her already tangled web of feelings. Carter left the encounter visibly shaken, his confidence rattled by the ghost of Liam's presence in Hope's mind, Deacon's unexpected meddling and a tempting distraction. As if Carter didn't have enough to contend with, Hope's father, Deacon Sharp, decided to throw his hat into the ring with some unsolicited advice that left fans scratching their heads. Deacon, fiercely protective of his daughter, has been vocal about his disdain for Carter's failure to stand by Hope professionally during her recent struggles at Forrester. In a bizarre twist, he urged Hope to reconsider Liam, the very man who's broken her heart time and again with his indecisiveness and infidelity. It's a perplexing stance. Does Deacon truly believe Liam is the better choice? Or is this just a desperate attempt to steer Hope away from Carter? Either way, his interference only adds fuel to the fire of Hope's indecision. Meanwhile, Carter, reeling from his less-than-successful plea, finds himself drawn back to the magnetic allure of Daphne Rose, a newcomer to Forrester Creations whose charm is as undeniable as it is dangerous. Spoilers tease a stolen kiss between Carter and Daphne in the sleek, modern offices of Forrester, a moment of weakness that could spell disaster if and when it reaches Hope's ears. With Katie Logan sniffing around for gossip like a bloodhound, it's only a matter of time before this scandal erupts. How will Hope react when she learns of Carter's lapse in judgment? Will it push her further away, or will it ignite a spark of jealousy that rekindles her feelings? Liam's shocking move, a suspicious arrangement. But the real bombshell that's set to rock Hope's world isn't Carter's dalliance with Daphne. It's a jaw-dropping development involving Liam. Teasers reveal that Hope will soon grow deeply suspicious of Liam's new living situation, and for good reason. With his terminal diagnosis weighing heavily on him, Liam has made the heart-wrenching decision to forego hospital care, opting instead to spend his remaining time with his daughters, Kelly and Beth. Refusing to burden others with the truth of his condition, Liam has kept his illness a tightly guarded secret, known only to his medical team and Steffi Forrester. who's been a pillar of support during this tragic chapter. Given Finn's expertise as a doctor, it's no surprise that Liam has been discharged into their care. Moving into the sprawling cliff house in Malibu that Steffi shares with Finn and their family. Space might be tight, especially if Ridge Forrester remains with Taylor Hayes after their own dramatic storyline, but rumors suggest Liam could even end up in a cozy guest cottage on the property. Or worse, bunking in Kelly's room with a makeshift bed amidst her stuffed animals and pastel decor. Imagine the bittersweet tenderness of those father-daughter moments, tinged with the unspoken sorrow of time slipping away. Hope's confusion turns to alarm. When Hope learns of this unconventional arrangement, her initial reaction is one of complete bewilderment. Why would Liam, her ex, choose to live under Steffi's roof instead of reaching out to her or finding his own place closer to Beth? Her attempts to get answers are met with vague responses and awkward silences, as neither Liam, Steffi, nor Finn are willing to disclose the heartbreaking truth. This stonewalling sends Hope's instincts into overdrive, her confusion morphing into high alert as she senses something is terribly wrong. Could Liam be hiding a secret that threatens to upend everything? Her mind races with possibilities, from rekindled feelings between Liam and Steffi to darker, more ominous theories. This mystery isn't just a logistical puzzle, it's a deeply personal one that forces Hope to confront her unresolved feelings for Liam. Does this move remind her of the painful history they share? Of Liam's wavering loyalties that once shattered their marriage? Or does it stir a protective instinct, drawing her closer to him in his unspoken hour of need? Romantic crossroads. Who will Hope choose? The implications of Liam's relocation ripple through Hope's romantic deliberations, leaving her at a crossroads with no easy path forward. On one hand, the reminder of Liam's past with Steffi and the sting of feeling excluded from his current struggles could drive her back into Carter's arms, seeking the stability and devotion he's promised. Yet, if she discovers Carter's impulsive kiss with Daphne, trust issues may resurface, leaving her questioning whether either man is truly her safe haven. Liam, despite everything, might start to look like the better option once more, especially if Hope's maternal instincts kick in and she yearns to be by his side for the sake of their daughter, Beth. Living in Steffi's orbit might even cast Liam in a nostalgic light, a reminder of the love they once shared. But there's another possibility brewing on the horizon. Hope might decide neither Carter nor Liam is the right choice for her at this tumultuous moment. Whispers suggest she could pack her bags for a spontaneous trip to visit her son, Douglas, and check in on Thomas Forrester's engagement abroad. A change of scenery could offer the clarity she desperately needs or open the door to entirely new romantic entanglements. And let's not forget the wild card of Finn, whose own complicated dynamics with Steffi might tempt Hope to revisit past flirtations, much to the delight of Sheila Carter and Luna Nozawa, who'd likely cheer on any chaos that ensues. The emotional fallout and what's next. As the dust settles from Liam's monumental move, one thing is certain. Hope's world is about to be shaken to its core. This isn't just about where Liam sleeps at night, it's about the profound ways in which secrets, history, and unspoken truths can reshape relationships in an instant. Hope's journey is poised to take her through a gauntlet of emotions: suspicion, longing, betrayal, and perhaps even hope for a future she can't yet envision. Will she uncover Liam's devastating secret and stand by him in his final chapters? Will Carter's misstep with Daphne be the final straw, or a catalyst for forgiveness? Or will Hope forge a path entirely her own, leaving both men in her rearview mirror as she seeks a fresh start? The answers are tantalizingly out of reach. But the drama is only just beginning.